The rain in Spain stays mainly in the...
Step by step through the sun and rain, over mountains, across the plains. WCBH is on the go. Join us as we walk the Camino.
Good morning. It's early day 47. It's the final day of walking. We have about a 20 kilometre, slightly under 20 kilometre walk from Pedrouzo into Santiago today, and then we will make our way to St. James Cathedral, and that means the walk will be done. We're all up bright and early. We're very, very excited. Sherilyn, how do you feel?
Yeah, I'm very excited. Glad it's the last day and we get to sleep in tomorrow, which is nice, and hoping that the weather finds up just a little bit for us.
It feels a bit like Christmas morning. What are you more excited about? The sleep in tomorrow, the fact that we don't have to pack the bag, the fact that we don't have to change the hotel, or the fact that we will have completed 790 kilometres?
No, I think it's all of the above packaged into one.
So we'll update you across the day, but we are excited for the final day of walking. Well, we're on the path now, and would you believe it, this morning it has been raining, but one of the things that we're not great at is getting out of the accommodation bright and early, and it's actually played well into our favour this morning because, what is it? It's 9:20, we're on the path, and clear blue skies above us just coming through the clouds. So maybe the early bird doesn't always catch the worm. Maybe this is one of the tortoise and the hare stories. So that's good. Last day, 19 kilometres on the way marker. I thought I was going to walk into Santiago looking very scruffy, but 2 days ago I had a shave because I had to do something on Zoom. And then Chan and I went for a walk last night, found a barber, and so got my head shaved, all with a fresh cut. So I'm actually going to walk into Santiago looking somewhat respectable, but I said last night I was going to wear the Kangaroos Rugby League jersey into Santiago. I packed it this morning and it's in the bag going forward, so I'll get it out of the pack tomorrow and I'll go there and get a photo in front of the cathedral in the Kangaroos jersey. Chan, last day, you decided to wear your backpack on the final day. You wore it for the first 4 days. How do you feel?
I feel great.
You're proud of yourself? It's been 47 days of journey.
I am proud, but I'm more excited about getting there.
I think we're all a little bit excited. Why did you decide to wear your backpack on the last day?
I just thought if I wore my backpack on the last day, I could make some room in the big black bag that was sent forward, and I can carry a little weight.
I think it's quite amazing that you're wearing your backpack on the last day. I think that was a good decision. It's amazing how a bit of sunlight and a clear sky can really lift your mood. Let's hope it stays. Now, it is the final day, so if you've been listening from the start, well done to you, and thank you so much for listening to all of these podcasts. Amazing how many people have actually listened to an episode or two, or sometimes a whole lot more. Just having a look at where the listeners have come from. Venezuela, Uzbekistan, Togo, Syrian Arab Republic, Saudi Arabia, Paraguay, Papua New Guinea, Nigeria, Moldova, Morocco, Kazakhstan, Jamaica, Indonesia, Guatemala, Egypt, Algeria, Dominican Republic, Azerbaijan, Hungary, Greece, Costa Rica, Colombia, Brazil, Bangladesh, Armenia, Pakistan, Mexico, Jordan, Italy, Israel, South Africa, Croatia, Iraq, Canada, Argentina, Singapore, Montenegro, Turkey, United Arab Emirates, India, New Zealand, United Kingdom, Serbia, Ireland, France, Hong Kong, Vietnam, Germany, Spain, United States, and of course, Australia. I can't believe that we've had people from really all around the world listen to our ramblings as we walk this path. But if you've just listened to a episode or if you've listened to them all, thank you very much. Well, there's a large park reserve on top of an alto just before we make our way into Santiago. Monte de Gozo. There's a statue of two pilgrims. Had a photo there, which means we're now 4 kilometres. 4 kilometres away from the finish point, from reaching the Cathedral of St. James in Santiago de Compostela. We're excited. I don't think it's going to be a sense of like a crossing the finish line with people cheering, etc. But I think there'll be a quiet sense of achievement once we get there. Well, we made it to Santiago, to St. James Cathedral. What were your thoughts?
It's a little anticlimactic, really. Last time we came, we were allowed into the cathedral, were able to say a prayer and go visit the tomb. This time, there are all the gates up and there's people standing there. You have to pay to go in. I saw pilgrims being turned away. It was we touched a wall and it was like, oh yeah, we made it. But it didn't feel, I don't know, like we finished.
Did you want some music and some ribbon and band and fireworks?
Well, yeah.
Come across the line.
It was funny because on the trail in that last 10K, there were little stalls everywhere that were selling ribbons, saying Camino, Santiago, and, wax stamps. It had more of a celebratory feel than coming into Santiago. There was nothing in the square, no one selling anything at all, but there were a whole stack of pilgrims just sitting there who I thought were a bit like us, just sitting there, just dealing with the fact they'd finished, but also trying to soak something up.
Yeah, it's an intrinsic thing rather than an extrinsic thing where you've just completed the big journey. You should feel really proud and really good about it, but it would be nice if there was something reciprocal from, I don't know, the organizer of Santiago City had put something on. I imagine if it was in Singapore, there would be so many things happening to celebrate the fact that you had done this, but it wasn't. It was, you're on pilgrimage, you're on the journey, you're walking, and I know you finished.
Yeah, just to be allowed into some part of the church would have been nice. Like, here's your pilgrim credential. You're able to come in here, say your prayer or see the tomb and leave.
We'll go back tomorrow. I think I said at 5 kilometres out that we knew it was going to be a little bit underwhelming because we knew, we've finished it before. But it is a little bit like you're on it and then you're not, and there's no ending. We got our Compostela.
We did.
That was a very streamlined process. So we've got our certificate, which is in Latin, includes our name, includes the distance. That's all great. And we got our final stamp in our credential. We well and truly filled our passport. We were stamping on pages that weren't even meant for stamps. So we did all of that. Yeah, I suppose we'll have more reflections in the next few days, but it's going to be a weird thing tomorrow, waking up, whenever we wake up, not to an alarm, no need to pack a bag, no need to get out onto the course, and it will be a bit different to a rest day because we've got a couple of days here before we have a couple of days in Madrid.
Yeah, it'll be nice not to get up, to have to pack the bag, to get all the gear on, put on the backpack, particularly if it rains, which we've been blessed. Like today it drizzled a little bit.
Just held off enough.
Yes, so we actually got to come in and it was dry, but it'll be nice to not have to do that and not wake up to an alarm. I was thinking that, you're right, like it is intrinsic and that the reward is each day of walking, all the things you see and the people you meet and the experience you have. But it's like when you come in, every village you would go into at the end of the day, there'd be some sort of experience you have. It's like when you come into Santiago, there's nothing.
And I was thinking about that across the final day. all the amazing cities, towns, villages that we've been to, all the people that we've met, be it other pilgrims or people that we've met in the towns. Think back to day one when we were starting and we were going to go this way and this old man stopped his car and then said, no, you go this way. Like all the amazing people that we've met on the journey. The food, all the great food that we've tried. All the great food that we've tried and then got sick of. Such
Tortilla.
Yes.
Ham.
More bread. But we've eaten some amazing food. The weather, okay, the Galician region, just like last time, was wet, but pretty much all the other time, we've been really quite fortunate with the weather. The scenery that we've seen, like waterfalls, forests, we've seen some mountains, snow-capped mountains, beautiful plains, crops growing, vineyards, livestock. Like we've seen lots of great things. They're the rewards, and that I think that's what we will grow in appreciation. The crossing a ribbon, a band playing. I know that's not what you're after, but like that sort of thing is not necessarily the reward. It's thinking back and go, wow, 47 days on the journey. How many rest days? 5? 4. Pamplona.
Yes.
Burgos. Leon. Sarria.
Yeah.
Okay, so 43 days of walking, 4 days of rest day. Oh, wow, just even thinking back to Pamplona. Have you got a favourite town, village that we've been through, or is that something that we'll sit down, we'll go through the photos, we'll go through the list and...
I think it's something to think about. Still in my head are those little mountain villages that I absolutely loved, where we made the ascent and then we were across the ridge. There were a whole string of them. They were just beautiful and the locals were lovely and every castle we stayed in was just beautiful and the views are beautiful. So that would be up there. But, yeah, to single out one would be really hard.
So maybe we give it 24 hours and we come back on and we do a follow-up pod around best thing that we've eaten, best town that we've visited, best accommodation, most beautiful. I don't know. Maybe we do that, maybe we don't. But there's been lots of great things about it. Are you feeling fitter?
I do feel fitter. Today you were saying, today was quite hilly. We were going up and down a lot of hills and some of them were quite steep and unrelenting. They went forever. And you were saying, do you notice our fitness? And I said, I still don't like hills. Like I'm always feel like I'm out of breath. And he said, no, we're burning.
We're just powering past people because they're on the last 100K. And so they're sort of day 5, maybe day 6, because they're doing the last 100K and they're still developing that where that was us 40-something days ago.
We did. We went up the hill. There was no stopping. So I do feel fitter. What I wanted to say before is in the ending, it's not a ribbon or whatever, but to be allowed in the church, to be able to experience a church, to finish with a mass because we started with a really nice pilgrim mass.
Yes.
In Roncesvalles. So
but we'll do that. We'll get to do that.
We will. And I know that, but that would finish it.
Yeah. Like another thing which is really nice is you're walking and at some point you say, let's stop now for a coffee or let's stop now for something to eat. And then, that's really nice as well, those sorts of things, like all the little bars and cafes that we've pulled into. It's been cold, have something nice to eat, nice tea and coffee, conversation, whatever it is, but, those sorts of things as well.
Yeah, and there'd be tiny little places, quite cute, and there'd be a whole bunch of pilgrims and we'd all chat. That was really, really cool, part of the experience as well.
We're very fortunate. All 3 of us are in one piece. No serious injuries, no real injuries really to speak of at all.
No blisters, no foot problems.
I had a couple of problems with my toes on my right foot for a couple of days, but just changing from the thicker sock to the thinner sock. Early on, putting a bit of Compete on, but then I didn't even have to use that, and that was that done. I cut my thumb with the knife, cutting the baguette one
Yes,
day.
you did.
That was a bit of an injury. Got sunburnt one day, but but we've been really, really fortunate around those sorts of things as well. And like, not everyone has. Like, I noticed today a couple of people were limping and using their stick because they were injured, not because it was assisting them. And there was that poor fellow that we met, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks ago. I don't even know how long ago, maybe a week ago. No, more than a week. But he was stuck at that albergue with his
He was a week out.
with his rolled ankle or something like that. So no, we've been really fortunate, because it has been wet at times, and it's not that we haven't slipped. I haven't slipped over, but I haven't slipped over, but like we haven't.
I did.
Yes, just the once I think you did.
Yes, because I got distracted by birds.
But we haven't rolled any ankles or anything like that. So that's been really fortunate. Interesting seeing some of the other photos of people days behind us. It's still snowing out there.
Yes.
We've missed all the snow.
Well, we're talking about that. I think every place we passed, it seemed to be a few days later, we'd feel the temperature drop, and then like, oh no, it's snowing here. I think we sort of left the snow behind us wherever we left.
So what was the official kilometres? They said 779.5 kilometres is the official tally
On the Compostela.
from St. John to Santiago if you walk. Now, we do know that's plus or minus, depending on if you took any of the alternative paths, etc., which we've done the occasional one here and there. So it's, just shy of 800 kilometres, which is a huge effort. 47 days. Do anything for 47 days, and that forms a habit, really. Like 47 days, that's more than a month. It's coming up on the 2-month mark almost, isn't it? That's a long time.
It is a long time.
If you do something for 47 days, like if you got up and did push-ups every day for 47 days, or if you change your bedtime for 47 days, or if you ate healthy for 47 days, or if whatever you do for 47 days, that's a significant block of time. February 28th was the date that we started.
Yes.
February 21 was the date that we actually left home in Darwin. So it's been a significant exercise, as well, significant financial exercise as well, to be able to get this done. Look, on average, what have we paid for accommodation per night? But €80 probably the average. There's been times where we've had to pay up to €100 a night. There's been times where we've got it a little bit less than the 80, but about the €80 mark. Food-wise, each day, €50? No.
More than that, I think.
About €50 average. Sometimes we've usually eaten out once a day, and then we've also gone to the local shop and bought stuff. And then that's kind of been the dinner and the breakfast, and then we've eaten out. But sometimes we've had a nice meal out for dinner. Yeah, possibly about maybe €50. So on average, we're probably looking at about €130 per day, €140. That's a lot.
Yes, it is.
So a significant financial exercise as well. We need to go on a detox from all the things that we've had on the Camino, and financial detox as well from booking all the accommodation.
More a detox from some of the
Ham.
Yes, ham, and we spoke
Chocolate.
about chocolate and biscuits and
the soft drink,
drinks that we were having to sort of just pep you up along the way.
Tonica, Aquarius, Cass.
We were starting to have less and less of that, because we were, instead of having the 5K breaks, we were powering through to 10 or trying to get to 12 kilometres, so then we'd have one break and go.
Yes, absolutely. And steps-wise, look, I think today I've done something like 35,000 plus steps today. So that's significant. All right. Well, as we said during the day, if you've been listening to our podcast, thank you very much. You deserve a medal. You deserve a Compostela for listening all the way along, because it's been more of a reflective journal for us and a way to let our family know sort of what we've been doing and what we're seeing. And if others have listened, enjoyed it, got some ideas, feel inspired, that's wonderful as well. If it turns out that no one's really listened to it, that's okay as well, because we'll be able to go back in time and listen to it. Well, I don't know if I'd be able to sit through myself talking, but we could go back and actually hear where we've gone. But, that was the intent. It was never meant to be a mass consumption type thing. It was more a journal. Before we wrap it up, can you answer this question? Why did you walk the Camino?
Because you made me.
And for me, it's one of those questions that you're thinking about at the start and throughout it, why am I doing this, etc. And it's a really, really hard one to sort of pinpoint down and just say, I'm doing it because of this particular. Some people might be able to. I couldn't. It was something that I knew that I wanted to do, and we'd had a taster, and we'd watched the videos, and we'd seen the movies, and that 5-day taster that we had back in 2017, that didn't satisfy me in terms of, yeah, I've done it, but I kind of knew that I wanted to do this. So there's no single reason why I wanted to do it, but I knew I wanted to do it. I think a big part of it is, what a huge adventure. Just to tackle something that big. There's the religious reasons as well. There's historical reasons. There's so many different reasons why you might want to do it, and it's really hard to pinpoint it down. But for me, I kind of knew that I wanted to do it, but I couldn't necessarily tell you exactly why I wanted to do it.
To me, pilgrimage is always a good thing. We've done a number of pilgrimages and they're always positive experiences. It was your thing that you really wanted to do, but for me, I wanted to see some of these other areas, some of these historic places, and to see what it was about the Camino people were talking about.
So now that we've done it, what's next?
Rest.
Thanks for listening.
The rain in Spain stays mainly in the...
Step by step through the sun and rain, over mountains, across the plains. WCBH is on the go. Join us as we walk the Camino.